don't know who lives behind that door, but watch this second video. It appears they are forcing their way into that apartment. Edward and Cindy Romero say they felt so unsafe, they decided to move out, especially after this incident and a shootout earlier this month that left their car riddled with bullets. They claim things changed when migrants started to move in, and while they were living there, this is how they locked things up.
Every day when we come home, we have to do this. Every time we go outside to take out the garbage, every time we try to go to bed at night, we have to keep it like this so nobody can kick in the door.
Aurora City Councilwoman Danielle Jurinsky says a number of apartment buildings have been taken over by the violent and federally designated transnational criminal organization Tren de Aragua. Again, Aurora PD not connecting the video to the gang. In a statement to Fox News, Aurora police say, quote, based on our initial investigative work, we believe reports of TDA influence in Aurora are isolated. In addition to all of this, last week, the U.S. Attorney's Office here announced a federal grand jury indicted 4 Venezuelan nationals for a violent armed robbery of a Denver jewelry store. And this week, John, in neighboring Douglas County, the sheriff's office announced the arrest of 11 people in an auto theft ring, 3 suspects from Venezuela. None of these suspects have officially been confirmed as connected to TDA. Aurora PD, however, is part of a regional task force now investigating the gang. John.
I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about this in the days and weeks ahead. Alicia Acuna for us. Alicia, thank you. For more on this, let's bring in Seattle radio host Jason Rant. So are officials in Aurora and Denver taking this seriously enough? When they say reports of TDA influence are isolated, I think that people who are in that apartment building might tend to disagree with them. Denver's a sanctuary city, and now this is spilling out to suburbs around it.
Yeah, look, when you are personally impacted, you're going to take all of this extra seriously, right? I mean, you know the safety, the vulnerability that you have at that moment. Giving law enforcement the benefit of the doubt for a bit here, it's possible that they just haven't been able to legally prove that kind of connection, and it could get in the way, potentially, of their investigation. So I'm willing to give them a little bit of leeway here. I do think it's important, however, to be public and talk about this constantly and really shine a spotlight on the issue, just so at least the public knows that you take this seriously. Because obviously you've got folks outside of Aurora with this council member, but you've got a lot of folks who feel like they've been completely let down by the Democrat leaders who announced very publicly, very loudly, that we are a sanctuary. Come to our city, come to our state. And every single time we get any of these sanctuary policies, whether it's on the city, county, or state level, they make no differentiation between a single mom who is fleeing into this country and someone who's a gang member. They're treated exactly the same, and they're given the same exact protections. And that is, of course, backward.
And now there are reports that these Tren de Aragua leaders are telling their members, hey, go ahead and attack the police. And now we hear that after it's been in suspension, that the Biden-Harris administration is going to reactivate the CHNV program, from which includes Venezuela, from whence these people came.
Yeah, why are they waiting so long? Oh, because there's an election coming up. I mean, at some point, they have to all be called out. We can't ignore the fact that this is happening at the exact same time that Kamala Harris, running for president, suddenly changes her position and wants to talk about the border and claim that this is something that she takes very seriously. But I'm sorry, we've got 3.5 years that prove otherwise. We've got countless victims.